Welcome, truth seekers. Today we're diving into a narrative that is unfolding right before our eyes, a story that is as real as it is disconcerting. It's a tale of power, manipulation, and corruption. The story of a democratic nation, Amerixa, that once shone as a beacon of hope and freedom for the world, now teetering on the brink of autocracy. This is not a work of fiction, my friends. This is the unseen reality, the silent transformation happening beneath the glossy veneer of our everyday lives. Our journey begins in the early 2000s, an era of seismic political shifts and controversial decisions that would set the stage for a dangerous game of power. Buckle up as we venture into the underbelly of Amerixa's political landscape and uncover the seeds of corruption that were sown, leading to the rise of a powerful and corrupt elite. The erosion of democracy in Amerixa, a cautionary tale of power and corruption. In the not-so-distant past, Amerixa, a nation founded on the principles of liberty and democracy, was hailed as a beacon of hope for the world. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly impregnable democracy, a sinister force was brewing. A force that would eventually consume the very fabric of Amerixa, transforming it into a nation where the powerful few controlled the many. The seeds of Amerixa's downfall were sown in the early 2000s, when a series of controversial elections and Supreme Court decisions paved the way for the rise of a powerful and corrupt elite. The Citizens United ruling, which allowed corporations to spend unlimited amounts of money on political campaigns, marked a turning point in Amerixa's history. It enabled wealthy donors and special interest groups to exert disproportionate influence over the political process, drowning out the voices of ordinary citizens. As the years went by, Amerixa's political landscape became increasingly polarized. The two major parties, once committed to finding common ground and serving the public interest, became beholden to their respective bases and donors. The media, once a watchdog over the powerful, was consolidated into the hands of a few large corporations, which prioritized profits over truth and accountability. The election of 2016 marked a watershed moment in Amerixa's history. A charismatic and divisive leader, Max Power, rode a wave of populist sentiment to the presidency. Power's campaign was marked by inflammatory rhetoric, attacks on the media and political opponents, and a willingness to exploit racial and ethnic divisions for political gain. Once in power, Power moved swiftly to consolidate his grip on Amerixa. He packed the judiciary with loyalists, used executive orders to bypass Congress, and launched a series of attacks on the media and political opponents. The FBI, once an independent agency, was politicized and used to target Power's enemies. As Power's regime tightened its grip, Amerixa's democratic institutions began to crumble. The Congress, once a co-equal branch of government, was reduced to a rubber stamp for Power's policies. The opposition was harassed, arrested, or forced into exile. Human rights abuses mounted, with minorities, women, and LGBTQ+ individuals facing increasing persecution. The final nail in Amerixa's democratic coffin was the passage of the Patriot Act 2.0, which granted the government sweeping powers to surveil and detain citizens without due process. The law was justified as a necessary response to the threat of terrorism, but in reality, it was a tool for Power to maintain his grip on power and crush dissent. Amerixa's descent into authoritarianism was complete. The nation that had once been a beacon of hope for the world was now a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked power and corruption. The world watched in horror as Power's regime crushed dissent, persecuted minorities, and dismantled the very institutions that had once made Amerixa great. The fall of Amerixa serves as a stark reminder that democracy is not a destination, but a journey. It requires constant vigilance, critical thinking, and a commitment to the principles of liberty and equality. The erosion, of democracy can happen slowly, incrementally, and often imperceptibly, until it is too late. As we reflect on the tragedy of Amerixa, we must ask ourselves, what can we do to prevent similar tragedies from occurring in our own countries? How can we ensure that our democracies